All right, welcome back to Passport to Ubuntu. I'm Scott. This is
Your wife, Ezekiel.
okay. And so in this video, we're gonna go over month.
Just like our living expenses so
Okay,
far since it's been a month. I think we have a better idea of just to give you guys some ideas of the expenses wise, but it's gonna be different from everybody because it's really based on what your budget is and how you want to set things up. Just to give you an open mind and when you're doing your planning, and also disclaimer to all my beautiful South African followers and subscribers on here, please know that this is just the numbers for bringing U.S. dollars in. So we know things are different here for everybody as well. So know that these numbers, we may say, oh my gosh, it's inexpensive or whatever, but it may be really expensive for you guys here. We know the exchange is different, significantly different at times. So just keep that in mind. We're not throwing anything here. It's just that our U.S. dollars. So we're really talking to our U.S. fam as well right now, just to give them an idea of
the difference in cost of living.
yeah, the different cost of living
Right,
there.
right.
Yeah. So to start, our rent. So for those who plan to rent, because there's two options to rent in renting with furniture or without furniture, included or not included. We decided to do not included. So because your girl is picky with style and wants to buy her own stuff, so we did it without furniture, and our monthly expense for that is with all the fees and everything is like $1,363.87. For us, because we own our home in the States and we purchased that property during the time right after the market crashed in the States. In 2008, was that when it crashed in 2008?
2008.
Yeah, so we bought our house in 2014. And in Ohio, it was still dragging, they were lagging in regards to recovering from that. So we ended up purchasing our house for $95,000 and we ended up selling it for way much more when we moved here. So our mortgage payment was actually around 700 and some a month. So from comparing the States and here, we're paying more in regards to our rent.
Well, we didn't have rent. We were paying a mortgage.
But yeah, because our rent is higher.
But you also have to consider that the place that we're in,
Right.
when you look at the accommodations, you look at the type of estate that we're in, 1,300, it would be way higher, much higher. Number one, I don't think this type of an estate with a lagoon and everything else would actually exist in Ohio. Maybe somewhere like Florida or California. So you're looking at that's already going to be higher in terms of rent anyway. So, you have to understand that we have a full gym. I mean, the gym is like a fitness center type of a gym. Fully equipped. There's the lagoon. You can do things like kayaking on it. There's a little fake beach out here. It's pretty nice. There's a restaurant. There's a cafe. There's
convenience store.
There's a concierge service. There's a
movie theater.
A spa.
A movie theater.
Yeah, movie theater, meeting rooms. So and there's walking trails around this estate. So there's a lot, right? This is really this is very, very high end, right?
So it's $1,363.80. Give it or take because the exchange. So in rand we really pay it's 23,500 rand.
Okay.
So yeah. So now the next thing where we significantly save would be utilities. So here in this complex, and a lot of places too have prepaid. So I wasn't too sure of what our utilities will be because we pay electricity and water. So I just put $143, which is 2,500 rand. Let's just say that's gonna last us 3 months.
And so understand this is she's able to prepay.
Yeah.
So basically, you pay as you go with the utilities, which is really nice because typically in the United States, you're paying your bills, kind of guesstimating what that bill is going to be. They're guesstimating, yeah. A lot of times they're not always reading the meters, right? And then they'll give you the actual read maybe a few months later. But no, here you can prepay in many places. So my wife was able to pay prepay. Would you say $143?
$143.
Right, and that's
2,500 rand, give or take. Yeah.
Okay, and so we've been here for a month, and how much have we used for water and
out of the
electricity?
153,
43.
It was 1,000 rand, about 1,000 rand.
Okay, so
that was like, what was 1,000, under $100?
1,000 rand.
I would have to.
Yeah, I think 1,000 rand.
All I know is it stated, so it's an app. When you put it in there, it will show based on what you use. It will estimate how long the remaining amount. So we have like 2 months, and we have enough for like 2 months if we keep our usage around the same.
So 2 more months, you mean?
2 more months.
Okay, so that'd be like a total of 3 months.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
And stuff. So that's a saving, in my opinion.
That's a big saving.
Yeah, because in the States we were paying around about 100 per utility. So we paid gas, electric, and water. Water was a little bit more. It was 100
and that's per month.
Per month. So it was around 2,500 just for water. 2,500 rand just for water.
And that would be how much in U.S. dollars?
It was 140 something.
Okay.
So and then our gas and electric wasn't too high. It would pay around 75, 80. So that'll be under 1,000 rand.
And mind you, this apartment is not too far off from the square footage of our home. Our phone was a little bit bigger, I think, in square footage, minus the basement.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's really good usage that we're getting for utilities.
Yeah.
Extremely
I think
good.
so.
Yeah.
And so this is around the same internet. We're paying around $81, which is 1,398 roughly. Rand, 1,398 rand, which is roughly around 81 US dollars. Not too bad.
For high speed internet.
Yeah, for high speed internet. So, but with us, because we were with AT&T for so long, we actually were only paying $55 a month. So, but normally it would be around 80. So it's not really much of a difference.
Right.
And stuff. So that's pretty good. And plus, actually, they sent us a notice stating that they're upping our, what is it called? Our downloads and uploads, our speed, basically.
Okay.
Speed and stuff. So for keeping the same price at 81 or 1398 rand. Groceries is another area I think is a significant save. So for me, I like to go grocery shopping to cut. Don't get me wrong, we do go out to eat, but we cook more than we go out to eat. So groceries, I have found it to be under 200 rand. So let's just say 300, just round it to 300 US dollars. So for that will translate to 5,169 rand. So in the States,
you said $300 monthly?
yeah. Well,
Okay.
this so far, and plus, I think this month, because it's the first month, we just had to stock up. I think that's why it's a little bit higher too, because, in my opinion, the fruits and vegetables that we buy is really what we're really gonna restock on, because the rice lasts long, the beans last long, and stuff like that. I'm Caribbean, so certain stuff will last longer. It's just that this time I think we had to stock up so much, because I remember, for example, so to all my U.S. Caribbean who are watching this, and you know what, doesn't matter, Jamaicans and all, oxtail, we know how one full oxtail will cost. I know in Ohio it's between $80 to $100, right? So put this into your calculation. So I bought 2 trays of oxtail, which is 2 tails, 3 trays of beef chunks, and 3 trays of chicken leg and thighs, right? Plus fruits, plus vegetables, some drinks, some snacks. I'm talking about a boatload of food. and it still was under $300.
Wow.
Just to give you an idea of how we're saving in that area. So I'm not going to be out buying oxtail all that much, but still, it is a big saving compared to what we were spending in the States, which was around $600 to $800 a month.
Yeah.
Sometimes more.
Right. And mind you, too, we're still kind of getting settled in.
Yeah.
So a lot of times, once you get really settled in, I would imagine you're probably going to learn that your expenses start to go down a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
because you start figuring out where to shop for what and stuff like that, maybe when to find deals.
And where. Yeah, because remember, Woolworth has deals during the weekends, which I will be taking advantage of that. And I think most grocery stores have these little, the discounts and stuff like that.
Food lovers.
Yeah, food lovers and stuff. So pay attention to those things if that's where you want to significantly save as well.
And you got to understand that with Woolworths, that's like a high-end supermarket.
Whole Foods.
It's like on the level of Whole Foods.
Yeah.
A lot of like Checkers.
Checkers is more like a Giant Eagle or Myers.
Woolworths, and then you have what Pick and Pay.
Pick and Pay is more like.
Then Food Lovers, but those places are actually kind of like higher end grocery stores, right? So you have grocery stores here. I know like ShopRite and some others are actually less expensive.
Yeah.
So just to give you guys an idea.
And I'm shopping at Woolworth. So where I bought the oxtail and everything was Woolworth. So and that's pretty much more pricier. So imagine if I went to Checkers or Pick and Pay or the others, I most likely would have been maybe able to save a little bit more.
Yeah, no. I mean, I'm just saying like Checkers and Pick and Pay. Those are considered kind of high end.
Oh no, I'm talking about. But outside of that, what I'm saying is, if I bought the same thing, maybe at a much lower grocery store, I would have saved even more.
Yeah, like maybe ShopRite or something like that.
Yeah, ShopRite. So to me, it's still a saving. So it was okay coming from spending around $8 and up a month for groceries and just getting everything that you need at about 300, not exactly 3, about 300. I think that was a good saving. Another thing is we have a local phone number, a cell phone. So we have 2 lines. I have one, Scott has one, and we spend about $90 per month. And I think I kind of overestimated that because I think it was like $35, $37 for you, and about the same. So it was under 90. So that's under 1,550 rand. Mm-hmm. So under that amount monthly for a cell phone. So that's good. But we still do have our U.S. Plan because that's our business line. So for our business and our work, we have to keep that. So unfortunately, we're spending twice the amount for that one. Hopefully it'll lower. Another thing I was calculating was transportation. So right now, we are in the process of purchasing a car. We'll do a video about the car later. But right now, we actually been using Uber Black to be exact. And we have not been, we also have friends who we go out with. They'll pick us up, don't go out. We don't actually use the Uber every day. So I estimated about $100 for the month that we used it. And that's still an overestimate. It's just that there are some times I couldn't figure it out which one was it. So it would be between, I know, $3-4 to $17 a trip, right? Depending how far where we're going. Mm-hmm. So far it's been in the vicinity, so it's really not that much. So I just roughly estimated to $100 this past month. So which is
and you guys know Uber Black, that's like your high end, like the Mercedes Benzes are picking you up and the Audis and stuff like that.
Yeah. So it was around 1,700 rand that we spent and stuff. So now our new expense will be insurance and car insurance and gas, of course. So that's completely going to change there. So we won't be using Uber, but I think it's going to go up because of the fact that gas or petrol is more expensive here
Yeah, it is
and stuff. Now we did buy a car that is
a hybrid.
a hybrid, so I am hoping we'll find that out.
Oh yeah.
I'm hoping there'll be some kind of savings there.
Well, that should, because I think what they call petrol gasoline is about a little over $1 per liter. So that works out to about $4 to $5 a gallon. So it's quite high, but that's probably comparable to prices on the West Coast, like if you're in Washington State or California. So it's about the same price for that. But with the hybrid, that should help a lot. So with the gas expense.
Yeah, and we're still shopping for health insurance or medical aid. But it's so far what we've been seeing is between 300 to 500 US dollars a month for us three. Our son is already covered because when you have a student visa, what happened is they require them to have insurance before coming here. So we purchased insurance for him through Momentum, and the crazy thing is he's covered for 3 years, which is the duration of the visa, until we renew it. But he's covered for 3 years for $1,200 US dollars total. That's for 3 years, so that's basically $400 a year.
Right. And so that $1,200 is probably almost what you would pay in a month.
In a month in the States.
Or maybe for a family.
For a family.
For a family.
So even with us being 2 adults, 1 child, it's between 300 and 500, which is still a good savings, because I remember when your job, when you were progressive, they were taking out around $500-600 per paycheck. So that's about $1,200 a month for a family of 3.
Yeah.
And we end up paying him his for 3 years coverage, completely full coverage, private care. So he's okay. So we're still figuring this out. But we did have an unexpected expense with this little one. She, as you can see, she's sleeping, but she's recovering from her little flu. She had a fever that wouldn't break, so we end up taking her to the ER, Netcare, or one of their private hospitals here, and it wasn't a big listen. I compared what it would be if we went to the ER in the States with no insurance and you have to pay out of pocket. So you would have been paying around $2,000-3,000 USD. So we end up paying around about like 200. Yeah, around 200.
And that's for everything. That's
everything.
Consultation with a doctor, blood work, medication. Yeah, everything. Treatment. Yeah.
And stuff. So it was an unexpected cost, but it wasn't a high cost.
And the care was pretty good. Really
Very
good.
good.
Very
good. It was quick. It was pretty. Yeah. The only thing that the reason we were there for like 2.5 hours is because the blood work. We have to wait for the results. But if it wasn't for that, we would have been able to go home within an hour or so.
And we called an Uber there too.
Yeah,
and
3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, and the Ubers around here come pretty quick. They come pretty quick. I mean, like, I put it around 3 in the morning, and I put in for an Uber. Within 10 minutes, the Uber driver came.
Under 10 minutes.
Yeah, came and picked us up, took us. So
brought us there. It's not far. It's literally 2 minutes away. So it's not, the hospital wasn't far at all.
It was at the Mall of Africa. So go ahead.
So basically, for the whole month, we spent USD $2,871.38. So that's our roughly first month's expense, which is an estimate of 49,527 rand. So give or take, I think our expenses gonna go up a little bit, because we have not added medical aid, which is health insurance, yet, and also car insurance, and then our gas expense. What else?
And then tuition?
Oh, and then our tuition. I'm not done. Oh, that's including tuition. The amount that I told you, the 2,871, that is including his monthly tuition, which is $774 monthly. So, which will start actually next year, but I added here just because it's all right, because his school is actually already paid for this year. So the coming school year, which is in January, we're going to start doing monthly payments, which would be $774 per month, which comes out to 13,337 rand.
13,000 rand. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, well, I included it into, so if we minus that, it'll be much less.
Okay.
So
Okay.
if we minus tuition, then if we remove the tuition, with the medical aid plus car insurance and petrol, we'll still be around 2,800,
Okay.
which is not bad.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, because it is our first month, so just give you guys a little heads up. Your expense your first month or two will maybe much higher than your regular. Reason for it is your furniture. If you're going to purchase furniture, that's another expense, one-time large expense. For us, for a 3-bedroom condo, 2 bathrooms, a living room, a combined dining room, kitchen, plus patio, we spent under 5,000 rand to furnish, which is around 86,200. So that was just a one-time large expense.
Is that 5,000 rand or 5,000?
No,
US?
5,000 under 5,000 US dollars.
Okay.
Which translates to 86,200 rand.
Okay.
These are one-time large expense. Another one-time large expense is if you're planning to purchase a car outright, which we decided we'll do that rather have a monthly bill. And that came out. We bought it's a Chinese car, a Haval H6 Haval SUV, and it came out to around 32,000. So we end up just paying that outright. Remember, we sold everything that we had in the States, so we did prepare to purchase these things. So, like I said in I think a couple of videos prior to, preparation is very key. It's very important because you don't want to move and then you didn't have unexpected things that could have been expected if you planned properly. You don't want to have that type of experience. So I'll say, just do a budget. Think of how you want to live after you come visit. Now, when you come visit, really put in your mind, how do I want to live? Because there's a budget for everything. There's a way of living.
For everything.
There's a budget for a way of living.
Trust me,
Yeah.
you don't have to rent.
Yeah.
In a luxury place. If you don't want
So
to.
for example, it's here in Waterfall Precinct that you could have gotten a 3-bedroom apartment there for much less, like significantly less, like around $700 to $800 a month, which is about 19,000 rand a month. So you can be significantly lower. It's just that I like this place.
And Precinct is very nice.
Yeah, they have a
Very
pool,
nice.
they have gym, they have all that. It's
that
just
stuff.
that I'm just particular. So in the sense of I like
and there are
what I like.
and there are places, of course, much lower than that, right?
Oh,
Depending
yeah.
on what your taste is, what kind of lifestyle.
And it
you
doesn't
want.
have to be a condo. It actually can be a house and it still be less.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, we had a house in mind that we wanted to rent that was actually closer to the school, but I wanted to be here, Waterfall. I like Waterfall, but yeah. So in Lone Hill. So yeah, it's really, you can really set up yourself where after you visit to just get an idea. Okay, I would like to have, this is the budget. This is this. Now you may be flexible still because things fluctuate. So just know that, okay, I want my utilities. I don't want to pay too much in utilities, so I have to serve here. Or I want to buy a house outright. That's also great. I would advise to do it after you get here, because there's a couple ways you can save when you're purchasing a home. If you are buying directly from the builder, you save a few thousands. Because there's transfer fees that you don't need to pay for, and a few other stuff that's not included.
That's if you're building. That's if you're buying on like a new development or something like that, right? And then
They could have just built it and have not sold it, and it's still from the builder. The builder still owns it.
Okay.
So it doesn't have. It's just a new. It'll be a new build.
Okay.
So you'll save if you do a new build. Also, if you're doing a full blown new construction, you'll save in that area. But if you don't, you find something that you really like that's already built, and the person you're buying it directly from that owner, then there's a little extra that you have to pay.
So basically what you're telling people is that, basically what she's saying is that maybe it's probably best to come here first
No, that's
and
not what
rent.
I'm trying to say. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, come here first. Come here first and rent, and then that way you get more settled
It
in.
all depends because if you're like a few people that we know who actually travel back and forth several times, then you don't need to do all that rent thing. But if you only came once or twice, I would say rent first. And really scope and see, is this really what I want to be? Is this where I really want to be? Because they have a plethora of estates and small community, gated communities that you can buy from or rent from. So I would say really,
Yeah, there's an incredible amount of housing options available.
yeah,
So,
if you want to be closer to walking distance stuff or not. So there's a lot that you
right.
can
before
actually
you put a lot of money into a place, and that then 6 months later, like, oh man, I didn't want to. You don't like the place or whatever. You don't like the community or something like that. So it's always good to kind of survey the land and maybe be in a place, and then that way you get more of a vibe of what different communities are like. Where things are at in proximity, perhaps to your work, school, play, things that you like to do, frequent, the type of traffic patterns, those types of things, noise and all of that type of stuff. You can get a good feel for that once you're actually living here, and then you take your time to go find a place that you may want to purchase.
Now,
Right.
we also put some funds aside for going out to the safari or doing field trips, stuff like that, which we haven't done yet. Or at least this time around, we haven't done yet because we're just getting other things. We're, getting the place together. But I would also say if you have kids, consider that as well in regards to, okay, what activities can we do while we're here, getting them immersed into the culture and the way of living here. So keep that in mind as well in regards to just extracurricular activities, family activities or whatnot, that will also help. Because it's not just eating. Like, it really isn't not just eating. There's a lot to do than just eat, though. There's a lot to eat. But like Monte Casino, the Bird Sanctuary, those are local stuff in Stanton that you can go to. There's a racino. I'm going to call it a racino. But
It's not a race.
It's the race place that is open.
I thought the race. In Cleveland, we have these casinos attached to like horse tracks, and they were called racinos.
Yeah.
But no, they have
What is it called? NASCAR type of thing.
Yeah, it's like a Formula One track, and so there's one in Kyalemi, which is next door. Where this area is called Midran, and then you have these different communities like Waterfall. Then there's Kyalemi. Then I saw another one when we were heading towards Pretoria, going through Centurion. There's another like Formula One racetrack. But this one out here is really nice. Like, they're going to have a big event in a couple of years and stuff like that. So there's stuff. I mean, there's zoos. There's one in Pretoria. There's one in Rosebank, to my understanding. There's a lot of stuff. There's stuff going on in Soweto, tours, Nelson Mandela's home, and just a lot of stuff. You know.
And then also, if you are looking, if you're a business-minded person and you do real estate, for example, if you want to purchase condos so that you can get rental income, that's another thing to keep in mind. Especially here with the racetrack that you're talking about, we were told that this is the time to buy some condos or homes, whatnot, near the area to either do Airbnb or whatnot, because when they start having these big events, you'll be one of the people who are making money off of it.
Right.
And stuff, which is something we're thinking about as well. So,
yeah.
So I do property management, so you can let me know if you want to do that. But yeah, so there's a lot that you can do. Just know that your budget is your budget, right? Don't try to live like the Joneses, right? Whatever your budget is, that's how you want to live. That's how you're gonna do it. Nobody cares here, okay? Nobody cares. Everybody just likes the fact that you're just talking, having a conversation. So nobody's trying to find out what you do, how much money you make, or this. No. That's not what it is. So keep it to your budget. Like, we know a person, like a couple, they make pretty good money, but they live very simple. They're actually moving here soon. and stuff. So, and they're trying to keep things to a minimal as well. So there's no point, like she stated to me, there's no point of moving from the States to try to lower your costs, and then you come here and you're spending way more, because you really can. Because you really can. They just have so much to offer here that you're like, oh, that's not expensive. Let me do this. Before you know it, you're like, oh, wait a minute, this is eating out my budget, and stuff. So there's a lot that they offer here. Know what you're looking for. Know your must-haves and your wants. I believe a lot of wants can be added to the must-have and still save for us U.S. for those who are bringing U.S. dollars. So keep that in mind. But
I'm surprised you didn't include in here like costs for like a house cleaner or nothing like that.
Oh, I'm so happy you brought it. Matter of fact, it's in there. It's in that total.
Okay.
So housekeeping, we paid. Well, she charges 300 rand, but I give her a little bit more. So around like 400 rand. So it comes out to around 20 something dollars a month, 27, 25.
A month?
I mean,
a week.
A week.
She comes
once a week.
She comes once a week.
Once a week. Yeah. So it was around 100, 150 a month.
A month, yeah.
A month.
She does an outstanding job. So.
She's a sweetheart too. Yeah, so she's awesome. Oh my gosh, she's on point.
Yeah,
so we're keeping her forever. But no, she comes once a week, and she charges 300, but we pay her a little bit more because she deserves it. And she just cleans the place for us before we have our Bible studies on Saturday. And stuff. Yeah. So it makes life simpler for me and stuff. But I forgot about the house cleaning. Thank you for reminding me.
Yeah, I have to put that
in stuff. It's there. See, housekeeper.
Okay.
So I added it. I just didn't say it.
Okay.
And stuff. But so the living expense is really up to how. Now, to be honest with you guys, we were not expecting to pay that much in rent. Our ideal was not that much. That was not what we were thinking of. But circumstances and changes. It just ended up being that much. It is what it is. But we still are saving. But we still want to save more. So hopefully, Lord willing, when that time comes, we will just purchase outright for a house in whatever area it is that we're looking for and stuff. But so just to keep in mind that you might have a budget, but when you get here, you might want to have to tweak it a bit. So just keep yourself flexible. Please keep yourself flexible. And we're here. We're here if you have any questions, if you need any assistance. We do have a few realtors close to us that we can refer to you guys who are awesome, like Tina and Sandra and stuff. So we can refer them to you as well. But come visit first. Come and visit. Have an experience. Scout the area, different areas and stuff. Have fun. Enjoy the food. Enjoy the people. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy your life. And then make a decision if you're going to move or not. And if you are moving, start the planning and everything. We're here. So far, a lot of family members have been reaching out. Thank you for reaching out. We actually enjoy you guys reaching out. It's been a blessing talking to each and every one of you. So no, don't think it's a burden at all. You can email us. You can message us however you feel comfortable. And if we have the answer, we definitely will share it. We're not housekeeping here. We're not keeping anything to ourselves at all. We just want to help. We want our channel to grow, of course, but also to know that we're giving you guys solid information, because there are some false information out here. I know some people are saying, oh, you can't buy a car because you're dead. Yes, you can, and you can finance one as well. And so we'll talk about that on our car purchasing video. But there's a lot of false information out there. Be careful so that you're not told wrong and then you actually miss out and stuff. So yes, you can buy property without even living here. You can buy property, okay, and stuff. We have friends who already have done that and stuff, so they don't even live here. So there's a lot of things that's here that you can't. She is snoring up a storm. I am so sorry. Oh man, but let me fix her. So keep, if you hear something that you're like, is that true? If it's not, you can hit us up. It's not a problem. If we know it, we'll let you know. If we don't, we might just search it out for you and find out. But we're here for you guys. We hope you guys have a blessed week. And hope for you guys to watch our next video. And don't forget to subscribe and press that bell button so whenever we upload, you'll get notifications that we have uploaded.
All right. Take care, and we'll catch you on the next video.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.